If you're trying to figure out how to spend your time in Arlington, you're in luck because there are so many options for you to choose from. Because there are so many options, it's kind of hard to narrow down individual options, so instead, I've compiled 5 categories to help you spend your time. Despite being a fairly urban suburb of Washington, D.C., Arlington has a fair bit of green space. You really wouldn't expect it, and yet here we are. One of my favorite places to spend time outside in Arlington is Gravelly Point Park. Located in South Arlington, it's in a prime location near Crystal City, right near Reagan Airport, and it has prime views of the DC skyline. With all of the space in the park, it's really great for picnics and outdoor sports. In addition, thanks to that location right next to the airport, it's awesome for plane watching. Although, if you don't love loud noises, be sure and bring some ear protection because those planes are not quiet. Located right alongside Gravelly Point Park and all up and down the Potomac River is the Mount Vernon Trail. The Mount Vernon Trail is great for getting some movement in your life while also having some great views of DC, the Potomac River, Arlington, and Alexandria. If you're feeling extra ambitious, you can also take the trail all the way down to, as its name suggests, Mount Vernon and spend some time in this really cool historic site. In addition to these specific areas, Arlington has taken great care to create parks all across the city. So if you're not feeling like going on an adventure to Gravelly Point or the Mount Vernon Trail, you probably won't have too far to go in your own neighborhood to spend your time in a little slice of nature. Depending on where you are, you may even have several parks to choose from. And finally, for even more concentrated nature in the city, there are a handful of nature areas that you might not expect to find. The first one that comes to mind is Teddy Roosevelt Island. Although it's technically within DC's borders, you can really only access it from Arlington, which is why it's made it to this list. Teddy Roosevelt Island is a nature oasis just minutes from the city. There are tons of trees that block out most of the sounds of the city, and there are also great views of the river and the surrounding areas. The other spot that comes to mind is Potomac Overlook Regional Park. Potomac Overlook Regional Park is located in North Arlington and includes a nature center as well as several trails. Checking out one of the local events in the area is a great way to get out of the house. The good news is that there are tons of events all across Arlington all throughout the year. Events in Arlington also come in a variety of themes, so depending on what you're looking for, you'll probably find something that fits the bill. Some examples of events that you might want to take advantage of include the Arlington Festival of the Arts, which happens in Clarendon around the spring timeframe. This festival features a mix of artists and styles, and in most cases, the artists are on site during the festival so that you can discuss their art with them. Another option is the Columbia Pike Blues Festival, held in the summer in the Columbia Pike corridor of South Arlington. This festival typically sees thousands of locals and visitors who stop by to hear a wide variety of music styles, to include blues, soul, funk, R&B, and more. If you're looking for something a little more active for your event, check out the Army 10-miler or the Marine Corps Marathon. Even if you're not participating in the race, it can be a fun time to go and cheer on the participants. If you're looking to get a little more involved in your community, check out the county's website where they have events to improve the area, such as removing invasive plants or monitoring the health of local streams. Additionally, the Arlington Chamber of Commerce has a volunteer day, where volunteers have the chance to select from a variety of volunteer opportunities throughout the county. Another option to do good in the community is to participate in a fundraiser, one example of which is the Arlington Business Gala. Spending some time learning something new is a great way to get out of the house while also improving yourself. There are plenty of classes in Arlington covering a wide variety of topics. These classes also range from beginner to more expert levels depending on what you're looking for. Some of the easiest classes to find in Arlington are fitness classes. Arlington is known as one of the fittest cities in the United States, and it definitely shows with all of the different styles of workouts and gyms in the area. This gives you a great opportunity to check out some of the classes from these gyms to see if maybe one of them is your new favorite. From yoga to CrossFit to boxing and so many more, you'll probably find something that you'll be at least a little bit interested in. The next kind of class that comes to mind is more on the artistic side. There are plenty of recreational art classes, such as a sip and paint or calligraphy calligraphy class that only lasts for a few hours. If you're looking for classes that are a little more formal or maybe a little more in-depth, there are also plenty of venues that focus primarily on the arts and teaching the arts rather than hosting classes as a side venture. A couple examples are Art House 7, which is a local art school and studio, and the Arlington Museum of Contemporary Art. In addition, the county also offers art classes for various age ranges. One of my personal favorite ways to learn something new is to visit a museum. While most of the area's museums are found in DC proper, Arlington actually has more than you might expect. The Museum of Contemporary Art, which I did just mention, is one of the primary museums here, but there's also the DEA Museum and the Arlington Historical Museum. While they're not exactly museums, per se, there's the Air Force Memorial, as well as the Marine Corps Memorial, and there's even the David M. Brown Planetarium available to check out. Finally, if you're looking for something even more official, maybe to spruce up some of your skills for work, or if you're looking for a new career field, there are several universities in the area that offer courses. You might think of Arlington as one of the stuffy suburbs of DC, but in fact, there are plenty of options for live entertainment in the area. Live theater is one of the primary entertainment options in Arlington thanks to several top-notch performing arts groups that call the area home. The Cinetic Theater previously hosted performances exclusively in their theater in Crystal City, but they now perform at various venues throughout the area. Cinetic theater performances focus on telling stories through motion, so they're somewhat unique in comparison to other performances that you may have seen. The Avant-Garde Theater hosts most of their performances at the Gunston Arts Center in Arlington Bridge. This group of performers primarily focuses on the classics, whether those classics are old or new, but they do it in a fairly innovative way and in a smaller setting. The final example that I'll talk about is the Signature Theater. Signature theater performances cover a wide variety of styles to include classics as well as contemporary productions. Not only do they host plays, but they also perform musicals. Another popular form of live entertainment in Arlington is live music. One of the easiest ways to attend a live music performance is to head to one of the local restaurants that feature live music. Some restaurants host bands regularly, while others a little bit more sporadically, so it's usually a good idea to check out their website before heading to the restaurant. Some good starting options for restaurants that tend to have a pretty solid and regular live music schedule are the Brass Rabbit, the Renegade VA, and Ragtime Restaurant. If you're looking for more classical music options, definitely check out the National Chamber Ensemble. For a variety of music styles, as well as a perfect outdoor setting, check out the Outdoor Concert Series at Lubber Run Amphitheater. Enjoying great food has always been, and probably will always be, one of my favorite things to do, especially in Arlington. Arlington can definitely hold its own against the rockstar food scenes in DC and Alexandria. There are a ton of options, with new places popping up all the time. There are also quite a few long-standing establishments, like Bob and Edith's and Ruffino's Spaghetti House, which have each been open for decades. There's also a variety of dining styles, to include everything from casual to fine dining and everything in between, as well as a wide variety of cuisines and fusion options available. Honestly, you could be looking for something as simple as a coffee and breakfast place, and you would definitely have a ton of spots to choose from. Even better than the wide variety is that there are plenty of restaurants spread throughout the entire area, meaning that you're not going to find one corner of Arlington where there's just no good food available. To get you started, a few of my personal favorites include the Italian Store, which has some of the best Italian sandwiches that I've found so far, Ruthie's All Day, where you can find some pretty great Southern and home-style cooking with the hospitality to match, the Carlisle, with their awesome brunch, great for locals and for impressing your out-of-town guests, and Edito's Coffee and Social House, with their great coffee and even greater friendly atmosphere. If you're also a foodie and looking for some great pizza in Arlington, check out this next video where I talk about some of my favorite pizza places.